Good morning, everybody. Back again. Here we be a group in the studio here in North Palm Beach, Florida. We're videoing and we're also radioing all over the world. We're YouTubing and Facebooking, streaming everywhere. And we're the show that's going to tell you how to avoid being ripped off by your car dealer. That's kind of a crude term, but I use it because I'm in South Florida right now, which is the Sodom and Gomorrah of car dealers. Some of you folks that are lucky enough to be around the world in different locations, Midwest, anywhere except South Florida, don't experience nearly the fear and dread when you go in to buy a new or used car that people in this part of the world do. But it's a good place to be, and we wander out of our Sodom and Gomorrah up into or any other reason on this show. And of course, we're on for two hours, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a long time. Nobody listens to the radio or watches the radio in this case for that period of time. But tune back in the last half hour. Now, I have to be honest with you. We're going to do a rerun of our Mystery Shopping Report. It is one of the it's one of the best or worst, depending on how you want to look at it. It's iconic shopping report. So we're going to do this again. Also, our Agent Lightning, our undercover agent, had some health issues in the family and was not able to complete a mystery shopping report for us for this live shopping report for today. But we have one you're really going to enjoy, and it's from a South Florida dealer. You'll learn from it. Might get a little angry, but or maybe you'll get happy. It depends on how you like buying a car. And we know the answer to that, don't we? I'm going to turn the mic over in just a minute to my wife, Nancy Stewart, my co-host here. I think that she mans the phones, and I guess I should say she womans the phones. And we have a good female following now, thanks to Nancy. I urge all you ladies out there to listen carefully. We have a special offer for you. She'll explain it to you. And we know you're listening, and thanks to Nancy, who has been working on that for 20 years now. She founded the show with me 20 years ago. So, ladies, I know sometimes you're not as aggressive and vocal as the men, but we want you to be. We want you to stand up and be heard and call Earl Stewart on Cars, and we want to hear directly from you. Now I will turn over the mic to Nancy Stewart.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome. We have an exciting show this morning. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Going to keep it a secret. What do you think? You going to stay with us? You're right here, Earl on Cars. Number is 877-960-9960, or you can text us at 772-497-6. Call anything, say hello, share your experience, whether it was, renting a car, leasing a car, purchasing a car, servicing a car. Do you know how many women go through service? A lot. And I would say it's upwards in 55% as far as coming through to get the vehicle service for the family. Okay, we're going to go to our Zoom caller, and you too can do the same thing by jotting down this telephone number. It's a meeting ID number, and it's a special Zoom account. That number is 926-589-0586. 926-589-0586. And now I believe with Jonathan's help, we are going to go to our first Zoom caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow.
Hi, Nancy, Earl,
Hey.
Rick, Stu.
Now, I have to admit that this call is from Jenny, who is part of the family here. She's behind the scenes, but she's Jonathan's Jenny, and she's working too hard to help us get Zoom Big Talk, but we're about ready to hang ourselves because of the technical challenges. And Jenny and Jonathan, working as a team, have I just wanted you to see Jenny in living color because she and Jonathan were behind.
Yeah.
We now have Zoom.
We know Jonathan's around, but that is the real Jenny that you
It
just
is.
saw. There she is.
Can you hear me? That is the main
and
thing.
all her
Do I
color
echo?
and her
We
lovely
hear you loud and
voice.
clear, Jenny.
Your lovely
Beautiful.
voice.
Okay. Jonathan has been on this 24/7. So I'm happy. My life will be so much better.
I'm telling you, isn't that the truth? Yeah, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you helping out on this endeavor, and Jonathan's really put his heart and soul into it, and now yours is in it.
Always, always.
Okay, Jenny, thank you.
Well,
Well, you have a great day, Jenny, and thanks again. You're welcome. We owe you
just
big
tell
time.
everybody call in and zoom in now because it's working. And I don't have earbuds in either.
All right, don't need the
I am clear
headphones,
of the earpiece. Okay?
Thank you.
Great.
You're welcome.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend. Okay.
All right, you're back on. Back on.
Hang
We're
on.
here. Okay. Now,
Bye,
folks,
Jenny.
this is it. We did it. Jonathan, thank you so much. Jenny, thank you so much. We have Zoom perfected. So now,
Yay.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's pay $100 to the first the next Zoom callers. By the way, we'll give Jenny $100 too. She deserves more than that. But and if you're a Zoom caller, this is a new dimension to the Earl Stewart on Cars show. So, as you explained to you by Nancy, you need a meeting ID. You have to be sign up with Zoom, and many people are already signed up with Zoom. And you have an ID number. That number is 926-589-0586. So using that meeting ID number for Zoom, if you want to be seen, and some people don't, some people do. We have some people out there that we're dying to see. I mean, we have some contributors to the show, and I don't want to put any pressure on you, but you know who you are. So the regulars, there's some people out there that make us laugh till we cry. There's some people out there whose knowledge about cars is greater than ours. These are a lot of YouTubers. Rick's group is, there's some people in there we'd love to talk to and see. Some of you have tried, but now we're Zoom capable, and the meeting ID number is 926-589-0586. $100 to the first next two Zoom callers, and again, congratulations to all who work so hard, mainly Jonathan and Jenny, to get this thing Zoom capable.
Yeah, can't thank you enough. I know what you mean by peace, Jenny. Same at my house. It's a girl thing. Okay, we have Sapphire. In case you're wondering who Sapphire is, she's coming to us from Big Dog Ranch, and she's a mixed breed. She's only a little over a year old, and she's as cute as a button. So you want to stay tuned for her. Just about 9:30, we do have our mystery shopping report. It's a little bit of a surprise. And ladies, again, $50 for the first two new lady callers. $50 for the first two new lady callers. Give us a call at 877-960-9960. And don't forget your anonymous feedback. You can also take advantage of that. Okay, we are going to go right to the phones. John from Palm City has been patiently waiting. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Just recovered from COVID-19, and as Earl and my age, it can be even more serious. But thank God it passed. Thank God for the medicine.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, John.
I'm
Thanks.
so glad. I'm so
Well,
glad
and
to
I
hear
gave it
that.
to my wife, yes. I gave it to my wife, and I gave it to my daughter who came to visit me from New York.
No.
But, yeah,
Wow.
that could be serious at our age.
You
But
know-
what I want to talk about is Earl mentioned about Jeep and the possibility that Toyota could possibly in the future maybe take over the Jeep. I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. I'm referring to a July 12th article in a local newspaper, a letter to editor of a man just used the initial BM of Vero Beach. I have no idea what his nightmare. He bought a brand new Jeep, Grand Cherokee Limited. 30 days later, the car quit completely. He towed it to a Regal Dodge in Fort Pierce. They had no idea what the problem was. They analyzed and said, eventually, they said it's a transmission problem. It took 1 month to get the parts for that. This is the same man that in 2019 had a Jeep also that was under warranty. A Regal again, didn't know what was wrong with it. It quit. They had to put a new engine in it, and it was 3 months in the shop. The man has stated exactly. He's been Jeeps all his life. No more Jeeps, and also stay away from a Regal, Jeep, and Dodge, he says. And it was in the local newspaper on July 12th. So it tells you about, not only about Jeep, but Stellantis, which is the fourth largest manufacturer in the world. And it's the thing that keeps the fire underneath them, that keeps them going in America, selling the Jeeps.
That's for sure. Hey, Joan, did you see where that stock was? Man, I'll tell you what, I think it was on Friday. It went down 48%. Stellantis.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. Very scary.
They
And
can't
Ford
give 'em
Motor
away.
Products, Ford Motors net profits have dropped by 50%.
Yeah.
And that's hard to believe a company like Ford could go in the doldrums like that.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Absolutely.
But
That's all.
people used to say, the automobile industry, that stocks was so great, it doesn't turn out to be that way anymore.
No, it's a whole new ballgame out there. It's the world's a changing, and like it or not, electric vehicles are part of that change. So you either get the technology and the software and get on board, or else you're going to be left behind like Stellantis.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And regular Chryslers, not the Chrysler name, not the Dodge, but you don't hardly see any of them on the road, brand new cars.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I don't know why they don't drop a few of the models. I mean, there's got to be some of these models out there. You mentioned Chrysler. I haven't seen a Chrysler in a year or two.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Well, anyhow, I thought I'd bring that up about Jeep, and not too good on anything about the Jeep, but it's a Regal Dodge
Yeah.
and Chrysler and Fort Pierce. And notice, a Regal used to be, when it was the old owners,
Still
there were
now.
tremendous advertising. You don't even see an ad anymore from a Regal.
Now, it's Morgan Auto Group now, and they bought out all of the stores. Arrigo did stay on. Maybe their contract to do the advertising is expiring. I'm not sure, but you're right. A lot of people still think Arrigo owns those stores, but it's the Morgan Auto Group.
All right. Well, guys, I'm glad I'm able to talk again. I was pretty down and out.
Well, I'm glad you feel better, and I'm glad that your wife and everybody's okay. This COVID came back, caught us all by surprise, and we don't want anything to happen to you. You're our best caller.
Okay. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Bye-bye. Back on this Stellantis thing.
There it
Is
is.
for you folks out there thinking about buying a Jeep. The Jeep has always had a bad rap if you want to do your research. You look up any consumer report going back to just 10 years, 20 years, or last month, and the Jeep has always had bad quality. They have bad safety, they have bad quality, performance, repair cost. Any practical measurement about the Jeep is not good. But they have something that you can't buy. It's magical. It's got to be related to World War II and I guess maybe World War I. Oh, there's Stu.
Hi, everybody.
And we have a full crew this morning. And I think frozen in our mind's eye is the Jeep of World War II. And it elicits emotion or a desire or
Patriotism.
Patriotism, that's the best word. And that's why they sell. And now they're faltering, and you're not seeing the devotion to the Jeep. So Jeeps are backing up now. I don't want to bet a crime, but I would say I feel bad about urging you to buy a Jeep. But if you do want to buy a Jeep and you want to buy one cheap Jeep. If you want to buy a cheap Jeep, now's the time. You go to almost any Stellantis, that's Chrysler dealer, I'm going to stop myself, I'm on the rant. Nancy gave me the telephone signal.
Yeah, definitely. That number is 877-960-9960. Ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. I want to say hello to John from West Palm Beach, and Doug, I'll be right with you. Good morning, John. Thank you for waiting.
Good morning. Hey, the gentleman that called about his tires on the new car,
Yes.
and he had to replace one. I remember Earl mentioning that, new cars come with tires from the manufacturers, and those tend to be different than what you buy as far as composition.
You're exactly right. Exactly right.
And I'm just wondering if that one tire is going to catch up to the other 3. Because
Yeah, that's something I don't talk about often enough, but you basically have got tires that were chosen for a smooth ride, and the composite of the material in the tire very, very soft. And so you're going to think about buying a new car, you take a demonstration ride, smooth as silk. But also your range is limited because you get about half the range on a tire with soft rubber that you do with one with harder rubber. And the smooth ride is going to cost you a lot of money. So yeah, be careful. And when you replace those tires, which will be pretty quickly on a new car, replace them with a higher index. How does that index work, Rick? About a 600 would be a good one.
Yeah, it's a treadwear rating that is, it's 3-digit number, usually like 180, 190 at the low end.
Yeah.
And like I've seen Michelin's with an 800 rating.
So 500 or 600 would give you good long mileage, and to me, the slightly increased bumpy ride is well worth it.
Yep.
okay, well, that's it for me. Hey, you have a great week.
Well, thank you, John. Appreciate
Thanks,
the
John.
call.
Thanks for thinking of us. We're going to go to Doug. Good morning, Doug.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Well, that was an amazing sunrise. Amazing. The colors.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was fabulous.
Yeah, for you folks who don't know what Doug's referring to, Nancy and I video the sunrise live every morning before we, this morning before we came to the radio show, of course. And sometimes you're out there in the rain and the lightning and in the darkness and the Sahara dust. Every now and then it's like heaven moved down to earth and you have a spectacular view. And Doug's talking about this morning sunrise, for what it's worth, was just absolutely...
It was pretty good in the hinterlands too.
Oh, was it?
Out
really?
west, yeah.
A slam bang doozy, we call them.
So I wanted to give a little spam warning. I got a letter in the mail and it said that my Toyota service contract hadn't been activated, and it's a spam letter, but it looks real. So what I did is I called them up, and I said if they were from Toyota, and they hung up on me.
Very clever.
Yoinks.
Or you could have said the FBI. They'd have hung up on you, too. Oh, man, I'll tell you. If these, Doug's talking about these constant ads. Now they're telephone calls and their emails, texts, all over the TV. Everybody's selling these fabulous extended service contracts for thousands of dollars that won't fix anything if your car breaks down. And Ice-T, the famous Ice-T, is pushing one that how can a guy with a reputation destroy it by selling a product like that, Doug? I don't know.
Oh, and one more thing. I did get an email from you guys saying it wasn't too late to get a extended warranty service contract.
Yeah.
And I know you said to me that you don't really need it, right?
No, I mean, it's a matter of choice. I mean, I'm one of these high-risk tolerance people, and maybe my tolerance for pain is greater than a lot of other people's. But I look at it this way: if I'm buying a product and I can't afford to fix it if it breaks, then I might consider buying an extended warranty or an extended service contract. But if I can afford it without too much pain, I'd rather take the money that the warranty company wants to charge me, put it in the bank or put it in the stock market, and then let that increase in value. And what usually happens, obviously, 9 times out of 10, you end up with a lot more money than if you'd have bought the extended contract. But that's I'm a mathematician, physicist by education, and I'm probably over analytical. But if buying an extended warranty, as long as you get a good one, and I recommend going to the manufacturer's warranty, or at least being careful to read the one you do buy. If you get a good one and it gives you peace of mind, then go ahead and buy it. We sell extended service contracts. Our dealership has an extended service contract company, and we like to believe these are good, valuable extended service contracts. But if you ask me, would I buy one? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy my own service contract. I don't need that.
Because you don't need it.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't need it.
Well, thank you guys for everything you do. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
And
You're welcome. You're
and
welcome,
don't
Doug.
forget
You
to-
and Sim have a great weekend. And, meow.
Thank
Wait a
you.
minute. That didn't sound like a cat back there.
Our number here is 877-960-9960. And ladies, $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. $50 for the first 2 new lady callers. And you can also take advantage of our Zoom account. Yes, it is up and working.
Zoom's
If you-
working. Zoom's working. I'm so excited.
if you didn't notice this morning, we had our first time caller. Anyway, that Zoom meeting ID is 926-589-0586. 926-589-0586. And you can also take advantage of your anonymousfeedback.com. Okay.
Wouldn't it be terrible if we got the Zoom fixed and nobody called in on Zoom?
We'll start Zoom.
$100, folks. $100. I don't care if you called in
Don't let
before.
Jonathan hear you say that.
We're so excited. We're so excited. We want to have the Zoom caller. So, yeah, we have that account meeting ID number 926-589-0586. Again, the Zoom meeting ID number that you're going to need if you have a Zoom account and want to call the show, 926-589-0586. $100 for the next 2 Zoom callers. And this is just another dimension of the show. I'm not expecting this to become Zoom City. I'm just saying that it's another dimension, and we can have reach further out to help all the folks that need help when they're trying to buy a car without being ripped off by a car dealer.
And it's fun.
Yeah,
is fun.
definitely. And here's an interesting article. You may want to give the show a call and tell us how you feel. Did you know that new vehicle buying, do you know what a monthly payment is? A record monthly payment? $740. That was reported. Where did this article come from? That we looked at?
Automotive News.
Oh, that was Automotive News? Okay, and as much as $1,000 a month. Pretty outrageous.
It is crazy. It's more than doubled. Well, it's almost tripled since I've been in the business.
Outrageous. Truly outrageous. It makes me think about car payments that I used to make for $175 a month.
That was like rent back when I was in college. Not 175, 1,000 or 750.
175. Okay, guys, again, that meeting ID number for your Zoom account, you can call 926-589-0586. That's 926-589-0586. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
Okay, I have a confession to make. Confessions of a Recovering Car Dealer, get it? And it was, I have not given credit to somebody in my life that really, enough credit, I gave some credit, to change me from what I am.
You don't have to,
Stu,
Dad.
of course,
Dad,
is
you don't
Stu.
have to.
I
It's
want
not
to thank Stu.
necessary.
Bravo.
I'm going to hold up a book here that many of you, most of you, have no idea. This is, what is it? Customers for Life by Carl Soule. What is that? Okay, 30 years ago or so, I ran across this book. It was 1990, 40 years, a long time ago. And this is when I was evolving from an evil car dealer into a good car dealer, and the evolution had just begun. And this man, Carl Sewell, wrote this book, Customers for Life. And that and some other things that I have talked about entered my life. And, you know, for example, my son coming into the business with me, Stu said, I don't want any part of this business. I don't like the way you do business. And I said, what if we change? And he is a inspiration, was and is now, to keep me on the straight and narrow. But Carl Sewell, Customers for Life, I'm going to read you some of the chapter headings. And you can't get an audiobook, by the way. You can still buy it on Amazon. They're only $10 now. But here's some of the chapters. And listen to this. I know we have car dealers and car salespeople, manufacturers, lawyers, a lot of people listening. So everybody listen up. Here's Carl Sewell, Customers for Life, Chapter 2. If the customer asks, the answer is always yes. Now, this was written in 1990, folks. 1990, okay? Chapter 6, fire your inspectors. Chapter 7, fire your customer relations manager.
And we did.
And we did.
Well, we didn't fire them. We eliminated the position. We did it kindly. We just didn't have one for.
He retired. He did, yeah. Chapter 12, good enough never is, and there it goes to my saying Kaizen. Nancy is waving at me because she sees me. I'm ranting, and I'm going to turn the mic over to Nancy.
We're going to go to David, who's calling us from Jersey Shore. Good morning, David.
Jersey Shore.
Can start putting the mulch.
I'm sorry.
Pardon me?
We missed the first. We missed that. Say that again, please. Are we cutting in and out again?
Hello. Am I on the air now?
Now
Yes,
you are.
David.
There we
We
go.
hear you.
Yes, David. This is Nancy.
okay,
Welcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, I had a comment and a question for Rick. My question would be on a Prius. It's 12 years old, 180,000, and I'm the original owner. You've helped me quite a bit with some of the little issues I had, but I had the battery, the little battery. It's 12 years. Usually I'm used to changing them every 5-6 years on a regular car. What do you think about the 12 years and it's still fine? Is it something I should just change or wait till it gets bad?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
Okay.
Is there a reason is it the 12-volt battery in the Prius it gets less use than a regular car, or why does it last? Does it last longer for Steve?
Its only purpose is to boot up the computer at the beginning.
Okay. And
So it's not to start the car.
No, the high voltage system actually is used
To
to crank
start
the engine and do everything.
oh, okay. So that 12-volt, it doesn't. That's not a lot of draw, right? I mean, as soon as
Right.
Okay, so
It simply turns on the relays, boots up the computers.
and that's what we see all the
and-
time anyway, right?
yeah,
we
and that's
see
it.
longer lasting.
So that's what you see too, that it lasts that long. That's great.
You have the unicorn. You have the
good one.
the mythical. It's lasted 12 years. If I were you, I would throw some salt over my shoulder, knock on wood.
Yeah, he doesn't.
and
Obviously, he
just,
doesn't see a lot of 12-year-old batteries.
No,
but-
they don't. They usually don't last that long. I would simply, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
There you go.
you know,
Okay.
be advised,
'Cause
it could start getting weak.
How does it look? Is it like spewing out like stuff?
No,
Is
it looks good, and the dealer says they test it every time when I bring in for an oil change, and that it's fine. But I was just wondering
Yeah.
because I have a GMC that's 20 years old. I have to change it every 5 years. It goes bad.
Maybe your neighbor's sneaking in your garage and putting new batteries in just to play a practical joke on
You
you.
might have a secret admirer.
I would just go with it. Hey,
That's right.
Yeah.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
no,
Okay. All right. And then I have a comment about what happened to me on my last oil change at my local Toyota dealer.
Okay.
So I was doing some other work that I had talked about to use before. I had to change the ABS and the master cylinder. So while I was doing it, I told them to change the oil. They charged me $71 and figured that the oil change was done. So I always check the oil before and after. When I gave it to them, I knew at what level it was, and it was very dirty because they had put a treatment in the time before. The second time I've done it, I put the B&G hybrid cleaner in. It seems to make it. I actually feel the car has more power after they do it too, and plus it seems to have cut the oil consumption. However, when I got home, I checked the oil, and I could see they didn't change it. So called them up. They said it's impossible and stuff. Send them an email. Sent them an email. They investigated it, and they said, you know something, the mechanic forgot to do it. Well, what if I wouldn't have checked it? And is that something that you have to check all the time after you get an oil change?
Yeah.
And this is a Toyota dealer, a Penske dealer. I complained to the to the main manager, the general manager. He didn't seem to bother him. He said it's a mistake.
You know,
David, it's
a rare thing that happens, but it happens. I mean, at some places it could happen more frequently, but at a good place it could happen very rarely. But
the thing to remember that the lube oil filter guy, we call him, the person that changes your oil at car dealerships and most repair shops, is an apprentice. He's brand new. Kid comes in off the street, needs a job, good resume, doesn't know how to do anything, and they put him under somebody who supposedly knows how to change oil and rotate and balance tires, etc. So that's a starting position. And when you're dealing with a starting position, things like this happen. My advice to people would be ask for a qualified, experienced person to do that oil change. Now, you might have typically in a medium or larger dealership, 4, 5, 6 people that do the oil changes. You get the senior man. Maybe he's been doing it for a year and a half. You don't want the one that's been doing it for a week and a half. And it's a safety issue, so very, very important.
I mean, the fact is we are all human, and even the best mechanic in the world is going to make mistakes now and then, but mistakes are simply handled in the best way. You own up to it. You're honest. Right. Hey, I made a mistake.
Right. The general manager's reaction.
Please give me the chance to correct it, and let's fix it. But the general manager should have been, hey, look, I'm sorry. Yeah. We made a mistake. What can we do to make this right for you? Yeah. How can we correct this to make you happy?
Other caller.
Right. Anyway, I just thought I'd comment on it.
We appreciate that, David. And we're all in agreement with you and with Rick. Thanks so much for the call.
All right. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. We are going to we're going to go to a couple of different directions here. But first, I think I am going to call upon Sharon. Sharon, are you out there?
Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, who is this?
Is this Sharon?
Sharon? Hello, Sharon, you there? Got an audio issue.
Okay, how about Barry? Barry is been holding for a while. Hello, Barry.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you folks. I've read an awful lot of good things about you. My question is about various car buying services and what you think of them from like a dealer perspective. You got Costco out there. You got TrueCar, which I guess a lot of organizations latch into, like AAA and AARP. They're really TrueCar, I guess. Ride Shopper, things like that. And then you have the car concierges that if you pay them $1,000 and supposedly they get you the best deal.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if somebody came into a dealership through multiple angles like that, are they going to be shooting themselves in the foot? Because you've got the same guy coming back with all these services, and just get your general thoughts on these services.
My opinion is that especially for the concierge service, and we even thought of doing that ourselves, like using our expertise to try and help people buy cars. It was too logistically difficult for us to finish to do, but anybody who charges you, there's $1,000, that's a middleman that is keeping you farther away from the best deal. I'm not saying that in a time where prices are high, they might help out. I could see maybe that happening, but these days, I think using a broker or using somebody like that, you're just wasting money when you can use the internet and not leave your house and shop as many dealers as you want, and in like no time at all, you can find the best price. That's probably what a concierge is doing anyway. They're just doing the same thing that consumers have the ability to do, and maybe but might not know about the tools out there. They can
Yeah,
use.
if you've got a friend or a son or a daughter, granddaughter, whatever, that's really good online and sharp as a tack, which a lot of us are,
Yeah,
the young folks are sharper and sharper.
Give your grandkid $100 and
Yeah.
say, "Get me the best deal."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, strange as it may seem, because now it is set up where you can, if you're fast with your fingers and you know how to use a computer and a smartphone, you can have the lowest price in the market take you maybe an hour, and as I say, give your grandson $100 and he'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, would you say though that something like a True Car or a Costco or a Ride Shopper would be a good starting point for that?
Oh,
product?
okay. Costco is the holy grail. If you you'll get the lowest price if you will implement the program. My only problem with Costco is that the dealers try to sabotage the program. So what you have to do is you have to go to the Costco website. You have to follow their instructions verbatim,
Yep.
and that means that you have to identify the dealers that are approved by them in your zip code area or wherever you're searching. You also have to meet that person at the dealership that's approved by Costco. That's the Costco salesperson. And then you also have to insist and see the official Costco invoice price sheet for their auto buying program. And if you do all those things, then you will get a lower price than that car dealer sold that car for to anyone else. That's what the contract with Costco says.
And if they don't, say you call in and ask us to take a look at your purchase order, and they messed around with you, you can call Costco and take and get file your complaint with them, and they will take it up with the dealer.
And they do get that fixed. We know many buyers that have done that. Costco intervenes because if they don't play the game with Costco honestly, Costco cancels as a dealer, and they get a lot of business from Costco.
That's how we picked up Costco stores.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Barry.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for thinking of us and calling the show. Talk to you next week. Okay, we're going to go back to the Zoom meeting account, and that ID number is 926-589-0586. And ladies, again, $50 for the first two new lady callers. We're going to go to Raymond, who's calling us on Zoom.
Ooh.
Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can we
Good
see
listening to it. I've got a question. I heard you talking earlier
I
about
want
the
to see
Jeeps.
Raymond.
Yep. Working on it.
Hang on a
See me?
second. Earl wants to get a look at you. Good look at
Yeah.
you. He
I'm
needed-
so excited.
Well,
Oh, there he is. There's Raymond.
You're on the screen. We're just trying to get a phone over to Earl. It's our little hack,
Okay.
so we can see you in the studio. There we go.
I'll wait to ask my question then.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Smile.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I heard you talking about the Jeeps with the gentleman that called earlier, and I was considering when I trade in my Honda Ridgeline pickup. My lease ends now at the end of the year. I was considering getting a Jeep pickup truck, but now I got concerns after hearing what I heard. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on with Jeeps?
Yeah,
Or is
you'd
that-
be going from one of the highest quality, well-made vehicles on the market right now into one of the lowest quality, worst-built vehicles on the market right
Probably
now.
the-
And you know
Probably
what,
the
Raymond?
worst, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Rick couldn't have put it any better, because they have definitely been in the news for quite a while, and he defined it perfectly. Thanks,
Okay.
Rick.
Well, I'm glad I heard that this morning because I was considering it. Yes, my Honda Ridgeline is excellent. I have no complaints about it. And I was thinking about getting another one. It just is kind of like, not really my style because I've usually had the F-150s or Silverados. But when I looked into it, it was a great truck, had all the features, the right size. It's not huge. But I still had that inkling to maybe go to Jeep because it looks a little bit more aggressive, nicer. But I guess I just got my answer.
They're sexy as all get out. It's just they only work about half the time. It's when you look at all the consumer reports, the JD Power lists, and I JD Power I take with a huge grain of salt, and there's a reason. I'll get to that somewhere in today's show, but all of the consumer lists, when they show like the number of problems that have been reported in, Toyota and Honda are always at the top of the list for being the best quality, and Jeep is always right near the very bottom with the most problems reported by consumers, by their customers. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say this right now. Donovan, one of my YouTube guys, this guy is awesome. He comes in, he's reporting today. He says JD Power is out with their latest overall satisfaction study, and both Rivian and Tesla topped the study. Rivian scored 900 out of 1,000, being number one, except JD Power excludes them from the actual list because they only sell EVs. It shows that maybe these consumer insight studies are not all they're really up to, not really as great as they say, because they don't show all the brands when they should. Right. So it's all about the money with some of them, like JD Power and that. Consumer Reports is our Bible, that's our go-to. And if you really want the best advice, just pick up the latest Consumer Reports on vehicles, and it will show you, what cars have the best ratings. I mean, if you're dead set on the Jeep because of the looks, that sexiness, which it's there. It just be prepared for the increased costs in the long run, and the fact that it's going to cost you more, for maintenance. It's going to cost you more for repairs. You're going to see issues, and you're very likely to wind up with your car broke down and waiting for it in service a lot more than you will see with like a Toyota, a Honda, Lexus, Acura. They've got it. And Honda Ridgeline to me
waiting around for repairs. So
Honda Ridgeline to me is that's a fantastic truck. Very good friend of mine. He just got a new one recently, and he loves that Ridgeline. So,
well, I got no complaints on mine. It's got everything I need. It's all-wheel drive. It's got a sunroof. It's got that container in the back that's supposedly a cooler. I keep a bunch of junk instead of keeping in the cab, so I'll probably just go back to another one. I was just curious from what I heard this morning, and so thank you very much for that answer.
Glad we could help.
Absolutely, anytime.
And another thing, I know you offered $100 for the call. I'm not interested in $100. Just donate it to one of your charities, and that'll be fine with me.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Raymond.
You're a real classy guy. I appreciate that.
Big Dog Ranch
Okay,
Rescue, here he comes.
Give us a call again.
Thank you.
You might change your mind about that purchase. We'd like to hear from you. Have a great weekend. 877-960-9960. Or you can text us at 772-497-6530. Is Sharon still holding? Okay, Sharon, if you can hear me, say something. Okay, how about Rob? Rob, are you still holding?
Sharon, Rob, you out there?
Hello? Hello?
Good morning,
there.
Rob.
Hello, this is Bob from Pompano. Question. I have a 2014 Corvette Stingray, the C51 package. It has about 12,000 miles on it. And I use it, probably twice a month. It deactivates the 8-cylinder to 4-cylinder, and there's something they have. It's called the range, and you plug it in, and it disables that deactivation. First of all, does the deactivation do much harm? Second of all, I read on the someone's package, I got it, that if you leave the car for more than 5 days, you shouldn't leave the range plugged in. What are your comments?
I've never heard one of those. So it keeps it in 4 cylinders, so it doesn't switch into 8. Is that why?
No, it keeps it to 8.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to go into 4.
I thought it gave you more range by switching to 4.
It's not just the Corvette. It's some of the other Chevrolet products, GM products.
Don't know.
That's one on me that I really can't speak to. I mean, Corvette has finally finally taken its place among the elite supercars. They've stepped out of the realm of being just a simple Chevy sports car. So yeah, unfortunately, I just don't really have any knowledge on that. My advice on this one would be to go to the Corvette forum groups online, and I would talk to the folks in there. That's actually one of my good go-tos. Is local forums. You get car clubs and people that just are dedicated to these cars and the various different models.
I got something for you. I asked an AI. This is called Perplexity.
Okay.
It's a search engine. Here are the problems reported. It's called an AFM DFM disabler. Is that correct?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Here are the problems reported by users of it. Transmission surging. Some users with 10-speed transmissions have reported transmission surging when using certain AFM DFM disablers. Potential lifter failure. These are concerns that disabling the AFM DFM system for long periods and then re-enabling it could potentially lead to lifter failure. I don't know if you have emissions testing, but it can lead to emissions test failures and warranty concerns. I only looked at the problems. I didn't look up, what good things people say about it.
Maleditions, not the benedictions.
Yeah, but these are potential things that have been reported online that this thing
It's
picked
not
up.
just the Corvette. It's a lot of GM products have that. It's just disabled. In fact, I ordered a new car about 2 years ago, and they just came out, the C8, I think they call it, from the C7, and was traded this in. And I went to drive it before I actually purchased it when it finally came in, and I couldn't see out of it very well. It's a big disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
And the engine is in the back, which is I guess they try to be super. But it's a great car. It's a Chevrolet. I mean, it's not a Ferrari, or I've had them, and believe me, it's not. It's a good car for the money.
Yeah, the Corvette, in my opinion, is one of the best cars ever made in terms of overall. I mean, it's got
for the money.
Yeah, it looks great. It's fast.
And it's
just a super cool car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another thing too. I have a Cadillac, not a Mercedes 550. It's 550.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to trade that in, but I'll tell you, I went to the dealership. I got so aggravated. I just walked out, and I still have it. 2016. It has low mileage. I think it had 35,000 miles. Mm-hmm. And you do a good service to tell these dealerships to get on the road, put a price in the car, and forget the shenanigans. Because a lot of people like myself, I would go and trade it in every 4 or 5 years. They'll just walk away. They'll just keep the old car. And,
we're going to keep them on their toes.
Hey, this just came in from Donovan again.
Yeah.
He says GM has never figured out how to make cylinder deactivation not cause wear in the long run, and they never will. Turn it off if you can. He says, I would personally turn it off and take the miles per gallon hit. So yeah, and Donovan, this guy knows the supercars.
Yeah.
He knows the higher brands.
Yeah. I agree with. By the way, I agree with Donovan. I think the benefits outweigh the problems you might have.
Yeah.
But the thing on the package, it says, I've seen the package, someone else had it. It says if you're going to leave the car for more than 5 days, take it, unplug it.
Yeah, that may be an issue with it being a battery drain.
Yeah.
And that's something I would definitely take into account. So yeah, if it recommends unplugging, I would do it.
Yeah. The only thing, I'm 85 years old, and get under there and unplug it is a pain in the neck. So I don't know. I just may live with it.
Yeah.
12,000 miles after 10 years. 10 years now? I don't think it'll give me a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you have a great show, by the way. I appreciate it, and keep on going.
Thanks, Rob. Enjoy that bet.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 877-960-9960. Or you can text us at 772-497-6530. Take advantage of your anonymous feedback.com. We're going to stay with the phones, and we're going to talk to a regular caller, Tricia. Hi, Trish.
Good morning, you beautiful people. Thank you for taking my call.
Nice to hear from you.
Okay, I got an interesting question for you. Okay, my girl now has 105,300 miles to it. I was due for an oil change at 105,100 miles, but my tire rotation I did at 102,000 miles. So I guess I could wait to 107. Now, I want to do everything all at once, so I don't have to make several trips. As you know, I want to have my alignment checked because I have problems with my tires. So I want to know what my priority should be. Should it be, go get the oil change now and get your tires rotated even before they're due? Or can I wait to the 107 and push that oil change?
Well, you're only pushing it a couple thousand.
It's fine.
I would say you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
And what model car is this?
The 2016 Honda Fit.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honda.
You can wait until the oil change and do everything at once.
Yeah. That's a
I
Honda.
wanted
You're not
to
going to
know.
hurt that.
Okay, that I've never waited. I usually always get it done right at the time they recommend. But I was a good girl, and I did check my oil, and it is up there. It's full. It might be a little dirty, but it is full. It is not down. But
You're doing better than 99% of car owners out there already. There's wiggle room on all those things, and the fact that up till now you've stuck to it on the right on the dot. That's incredible. But now you allow yourself a couple of thousand miles or a couple of, just a little time. Yeah.
It's a once in a while thing. It's not like you're doing this. You're stretching it every single time. No, that Honda's going to do just fine. And that car, your great grandchildren could probably still be driving that car. I mean, Honda is just such a great product.
Yeah, if I were so blessed for my son and his wife to have kids, but no. But thank you. Yes, I want to keep this going. I've never had a car this long. I do want to keep it going, but eventually you supported me in quite a few ways, and eventually when I'm ready for a car, I want to come back to your dealership and buy something from you.
Well, that'd be nice. Thanks.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a plan. All right.
You take very good care of your cars, Trish.
Yeah, well, I've only, before in the past, I still have, and if something breaks down in the transmission, it's not worth saving, but, but I'm trying to go this, but I'll only change it because maybe I just want, another car.
Yeah.
So,
well, you're doing a great job, Trish. You know what? You can do.
Thank you.
You can do me a favor, and you can tell your lady friends just where they can call on Saturday mornings to win $50 for the first two new lady callers. Spread the word. Help me build the platform.
I do. My hairdresser says sometimes she listens to you guys. She even hears me sometimes on the
that's
radio.
great. That's great. Okay, I got to get to another caller.
Okay, go ahead. Have a great day.
Thanks, Trish.
Bye.
We'll hear from you again. 877-960-9960. Or you can text us at 772-497-6530. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
Well, I think we got probably anonymous feedbacks. We got YouTubes. We got something.
Yeah, I got Anne Marie's got a kind
Morning,
of a cool one
Anne-Marie.
for us. I want y'all have to pay attention because this is kind of a unusual question.
No, sure, they're always unusual.
I know. I don't mean unusual in a bad way. Extraordinary. Good morning. Sad to say it's wildfire. Sad to say it's wildfire season again. The videos of smoking ruins of houses and cars out west in Jasper, Alberta, up in Canada, are heartbreaking. A survivor who sheltered in a cinder block building mentioned he had heard explosions as the wildfire raced through Jasper. I know you're an auto dealer and not a firefighter, but I'm going to ask these questions anyway in hopes that you or Rick knows the answers, or perhaps a firefighter is listening and can answer these questions. First question. Rick kind of knows because Rick is kind of like a firefighter. He has association with the firefighters.
Yeah, he's put some fires out in his day.
Yeah, he sure
Yeah.
has.
Yes, that's
I
for
had
sure.
that car in my bay caught fire, and
That's right.
it took us. I think I used up at least 4 extinguishers
Wow.
that I
Oh.
personally ran the entire extinguisher trying to get that thing out.
Gosh. All right. Well, this sounds a
Wow.
little bit more crazy than that day. What happens to vehicles that are left behind that are consumed by wildfires? Do they just burn down to bare metal and ash after releasing hazardous materials during combustion? Do they explode? If so, what kind of types of vehicles are more likely to explode? Vehicles with gas tanks and internal combustion engines, or hybrids with gas tanks and nickel metal hydride or a lithium-ion battery, or electric vehicles with lithium-ion batteries? Do airbags explode in a fire? What do you think is more likely to explode in a wildfire, a car or propane tank that you have connected to the barbecue grill? Thanks. P.S. May everyone stay safe. And then she sent me a link to the fire in Jasper.
Did she mention that the latest huge fire that started out there, the guy was arrested
Right, because
his car caught on fire and he pushed it over into
Yes.
a ravine. Yeah.
right. I wonder if that's what's in the article here. That's in California. It's the Park Fire. I think they call it the Park Fire.
It was a huge fire. I'm wondering if I had a car that was on fire and it was around some other cars and I was on the road, maybe it was my car or not, I could see myself pushing the car off the road, and if it went down in the ravine and started a fire, that's terrible, but that's not why I did
you're
it.
going
But
to
the guy's
jail.
in jail now.
You're going to jail.
Yeah, I'm going to jail. Yeah.
That'll be up to a jury to decide.
Yeah, that sounds like a
You
thing.
know,
That's
I'll tell you,
intention
Good way.
versus effect. But
that's a pretty big fire in California.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
that we get
Well,
little ones.
I
out here.
can say that the propane tanks are your big bombs.
Okay.
Because when that thing sets off, when
Just
it
from
first
pressure.
blows its pressure valve,
That ignites.
you've got a huge explosion going there.
Wow.
Gasoline generally is not going to be the big boom bomb.
Right.
It's going to simply burn fiercely, and as soon as the tank ruptures, which nowadays are mostly plastic tanks, so once that plastic melts enough and the gas goes
Spilled
out,
out.
as it evaporates, now you might get a small fireball.
Yeah, a nearly
but-
empty gasoline tank will explode more than a full gasoline tank.
Right, because
the
you've got
vapors.
more vapor action. But yeah, car fires, when the car burns down completely, there's
nothing
little
left.
left.
Right.
The metal will literally,
Yeah,
the
burn.
sheet metal melts away. It's so thin sheet metal anymore, and all the plastic, everything just burns away. You're left with basically just the subframe of the body, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
The block of the engine, things like that. But
Just the hard,
so
thick
much
pieces
of the
metal.
it just goes away. And the photos that I have seen online of electric cars, Teslas, that when they had their issues, a couple issues with fires, the battery catching fire, again, those batteries burn so incredibly hot when they do catch fire that the entire car goes away. There's
From the
little
heat
left
of
but
it.
ash.
Right.
So
In the final analysis, it's not a problem because a car that's been burned or wrecked or just totally, beat to hell and burned, they're gonna take that and sell it for the scrap metal. The metal will still be there.
Whatever, yeah.
You can't burn the steel, so they'll take the steel and they sell it, and it gets processed. So cars, in that sense, are not a hazard to the environment.
So, Anne Marie, little did you know that we know a lot about burning cars.
We
Yes.
made all that up, Amber. We don't know.
No, I think it all was legit, unless Rick is really, really good. He was looking me in the eye when he told me that.
Hey,
Well,
give me a
it
call,
just-
Anne Marie.
that's what
I
happens.
work
I
for
always said Rick was
recycling.
really, really good. I didn't.
It's
I'm in
just
the
one of the
recycling
things
department.
that I studied into, and especially when I saw some of the various issues with cars catching fire, and it just I'll brag it out a little bit. Several years ago, now this is going back quite a while, when hybrids were first really getting popular. One of the things that we did here for Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach Fire Department, and several others is I got together enough training that I could for myself, and I went to the various fire departments and did sessions teaching them how to handle hybrids in an accident.
We had him out at the dealership, too. Before,
Yeah, we
right?
had them at the
I remember the whole
dealership,
group.
and eventually we even had one of the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue captains bring a film crew in, and they made videos showing them what to look for. And a lot of this information is still true today. They're still using it today.
How not to be electrocuted.
Right.
Or,
not
how to
die
handle
while
these
you're
cars.
cutting into a
Got a
car.
caller.
We have a caller.
That's a great story, Rick. Thank you. And thanks to Anne Marie. We're going to go to Lane, who's calling us from Southwest Florida. Good morning, Lane.
Good morning.
Thank you
I've
for waiting.
called before. It's not a problem. I've called before. I've been trying to buy a 4Runner, and I've been giving you my experiences with some dealers. And I got some new updates. If you're interested, and I could write a book, Tale of a Car Buyer.
Confessions of a Recovering Car Buyer. That would be great.
Yeah, I love it.
You've perked our interest.
Well, I went to one dealer, and you know how they have that new, they're going to start enforcing the ADMs for putting ADMs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Well, they're really terrified. I mean, they're very, very terrified. Every single car in their showroom had an ADM on it of $7,000 to $10,000. And I looked at them, and I'm going, oh, my God, what a place.
Wow.
But I also went into a Costco dealer, and they ran up some numbers for me, and I didn't realize with the Costco program that they can also add a dock fee to the vehicle that you're buying. That surprised me.
Yes, it bothers us. It's true, but it's fully disclosed. And when Costco allows that dealer to be a part of their program, they take into account that dock fee. And the rule says that a Costco car dealer member will sell a car at a lower price than they sell that same car for to anyone else, and that includes the dock fees and the junk fees. So a lot of dealers don't want to eliminate it because they charge it on all cars, so they lower the price. But the net price at a Costco dealer, and Costco's rule is that including dock and junk fees, it's lower than the price they sell to anyone else.
Well, my experience is it's basically about the same or a little bit more from going to different dealers. So they're not playing by the rules. But that hasn't been said.
That could be true. The thing is, you should always shop your Costco price at other dealers too. If you know how you're shopping and you're a good shopper, because all the Costco program says to the dealer, you can't sell this car for more than you sell it to any. You have to sell it for less than you sell it to anyone of your customers. Now, his competition down the street, he might always sell his cars lower than all the cars that this dealer sells for. Just because he's a Costco dealer isn't going to give you the lowest price in the market. It'll give you the lowest price from that dealer to anybody.
From that dealer, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're exactly right, because I found another dealer, and I said, I've already gotten so many thousand off just online with this guy.
Yeah.
And so I went into the dealership, and there was the vehicle. The Maloney label was not on the windshield, and they kept saying to me, "We do not do any additional dealer markups or add-ons or anything else like that." But the label was they had it laying on the floor on the side of the seat, and attached to it was dealer added ceramic coating for $799.
Wow.
And interior something or other for $600 and something, and some oil fees and stuff like that. So I said to the dealer, I said, hey, listen, you all said that this car you had no add-ons to it, and they said, no, these are not add-ons. We do this to every car. And I'm looking at the guy. I'm going, is this some sort of joke? I said, well, I've been on the computer with you all, and I have a price from you all, and I asked you to prepare for me a final out-the-door price with the best absolute price you could give me. So the salesman kept saying, this is the best place, blah, blah, blah. So we go inside to the showroom. I sit there for 10, 15 minutes. He comes out with a piece of paper, and it was $5,000 more than I had negotiated on the computer with them.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, well, hey, what gives here? Well, you have to talk to the sales manager. So what do you mean I got to talk to the sales manager? And so the upshot was, I said, this is not working. Thank you very much. I just got to go.
Yeah.
And so he goes, the salesman goes to me, he goes, if you leave, I'll get in trouble with my sales manager.
Oh no.
And I'm going, well,
Man,
you know,
you're-
I said, I'm sorry to hear that, but I really got to go, you know, because it reached the ridiculous point. This salesman was going, he's not my customer to another salesman. He's my friend. And I'm going, I don't know this guy from Adam, and I'm already his best pal. But the other thing, I mean, I could go on. There were more aspects to it. They had the dock fee for this other dealer. The reason why they don't have add-ons is because he told me they have a dock fee. Well, I can understand why. The dock fee was almost $1,200.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm standing there, I'm going, I've lost my mind. The first car I bought in 1975, I paid out the door $5,030. And I'm looking at these prices today, and I'm going, this is crazy. But that all having been said, and this is, you know, you get so frustrated because the only time I want to go in a dealer is to do the deal or test drive a car. Otherwise, I don't want to go in there at all.
Yeah, well, you're a great mystery shopper. I'll tell you what. I wish you were closer to the East Coast. We'd like to have you do some mystery shops. You're keeping the dealers in the West Coast now on their toes, and it's unbelievable how they can look at the eye and lie to you like that and smile at the same time. That's a real professional.
Well, I do have two questions. One is, they never seem to have the color that I want, the interior or exterior. And I said to the dealers, can you order it? They said no. But the one dealer did say to me is, he goes, if we can find it in another dealership, we can do an allocation trade with the other dealer.
Yeah.
And it would be, I said, would there be an extra charge? He said no.
Well, the key. So you bring up another very important point for our listeners, is if you're going to have a specific a sunroof or a special color, something like that, the salespeople don't like to sell you a car that they have to order. The main reason is they're paid on commission. Typically, 99% of all car salespeople get 25% of the profit, the markup that they can get from you on that new car. Now, if they sell you the car they have on the floor, out on the lot, they get paid today. If they have to order that car for you, they might not get paid for 4 months. They don't get paid until the car is delivered. So you might not want that white car, but that white car is there. You might want a blue car, and it's going to take him a week or two or a month or two to get the blue car. He's going to tell you can't get it. He'd rather force you into a corner and make you buy the color you don't want, or take the car with the sunroof or without the sunroof. He gets paid today on it. So that's why you can't believe what they're saying.
Well, that's exactly what he was doing to me yesterday. I said, I don't like the interior color of this car. I just don't want. Oh no, it's fine. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. You know, and this is the best deal. This is the best deal you're ever going to get from anyone. And and he goes to me, this one deal, and you cannot trade with other dealers. They just won't do it, or you can't. You know, he went on and on and on. I just said thanks. You know, goodbye. But the one, so I can at least go to a dealer and ask them if they can find me an allocation at another dealer, and maybe they can make a trade.
Yeah, that's everybody does it. We do it at our dealership. You operate out of a pool of thousands of cars instead of hundreds of cars, and all the dealers cooperate. Oftentimes, we give other dealers cars that we like to sell, but they have a car that we need because the customer wants it now, and so it's called dealer trading. We have a full-time person that we've employed for many years, who does nothing but facilitate dealer trades. And this woman, a full-time job. We need a Camry, but we don't have a beige Camry. Okay, I can get one here. I'll have it for you tomorrow. What can we give them in return? Well, we got 5 blue Camrys. Okay, see if you can. They'll take one of my blue Camrys. So it's a trading deal going on. It's common in the industry. All car dealers in the U.S. do it.
Okay, I may call your dealership down the road here if I can't figure out what I'm doing.
Okay. Anytime.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Give us a call again.
All right.
Our number here is
Okay, thank you.
877-960-9960, and you can also text us at 772-497-6530. We are going to go to Marty, who's been holding. Thank you, Marty. Been very patient.
You still there, Marty?
Yeah, good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. I got a question for Rick, and then I got a question for Earl.
Okay.
I'll go to Rick first. My wife came home yesterday, and she's got a 21 Honda CRV XL. So she came in the driveway, excuse me, and said their bells are ringing in the car, and the screen is saying the radio's not working and everything. So she shut off the car, came in the house, and I said, well, let me take a look at it. Of course, when I went out to the driveway 5 minutes later, everything worked.
Yeah.
And that's how it usually is. So should you just wait on something like that until it happens and you can drive it over and it's doing it?
Is it possible she hit the start button without hitting the brake and it just lit up all the lights and chimed?
That is a possibility. However, here's one thing that I would definitely recommend. If it occurs, I would wait to see if it occurs again. But tell her, if it occurs again, while she's right there sitting in the car, pull out her cell phone and take a video recording of the instrument cluster showing any lights, the radio screen showing any messages, anything that's odd, that's different. Get a video recording of that. Okay. And then when you do go to the dealership, show them, or even pass that video to them, transfer it to them. But that way the mechanic can actually see what lights are on and what messages you're getting, and it will increase the chances that they'll be able to solve that problem exponentially.
Have her camera ready to go.
Yeah, the
have her camera ready to go every time she starts the car.
Yeah, well, but there have been cases that I've had a customer come into the shop and said, hey, my car started doing this weird thing, and here's the video of what it did. And they couldn't really describe it very well, but when they showed me the video, I was able to figure it out just from that. It gave me the knowledge that I needed. So, we're all walking around with these cell phones that have the camera, they have the video capability. It's like everybody's got it. Make use of that. Get a recording of what it's doing. And trust me, the mechanic will be super, super happy, because that makes it easier and faster for him to solve the problem and get his paycheck out of it. So he's going to love you forever for that.
All right. All right, I'll do that. Now, is there anybody, can I talk to Earl for a second?
Certainly.
He's right there.
All right, Earl or Stu, I disagree with both of you as far as going on the internet to buy a car.
Hang up on him. Nobody disagrees with us.
I have to disagree.
Get his address. Oh, wait a minute. I have his address.
Go on, Marty.
Nancy has, I just feel you can't make a deal until you are there. And then you can get the right price when you're ready to buy. Because all dealerships, except for Earl Stewart Toyota, they will try some kind of finagling and say, well, we left this off, or they say, we can't really give you a price without seeing your, especially if it's a trade-in. But that's for sure they got to see your car.
Right. It's my fault for making it sound like it's super easy. I mean, it's easy in the sense that you don't have to leave your home, but you're still going to encounter dealers that are not going to want to be up front. The best thing you can do is arm yourself with a price that you got and then go from there. And it's not, you're right, it's not a pleasure walk, but it's definitely way better than driving to the dealer.
And Marty, you got to realize that you are a good negotiator. I mean, you listen to the show. I say almost every week on the show, we're preaching to the choir. You and a lot of other people, like our YouTubers, are just no more than we do. So, you can go in and you can go head to head with just about anybody and get a good price. And we're trying to reach the people that that can't do that. And so you're right. It's I should qualify that if you're going to talk to the dealer or whoever you're talking to, you better know what you're talking about, because that's their profession, not yours.
Yeah. Because I can just tell you this. On the last car I bought, I had 4 prices even going into the dealership before I made the deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, these...
And you enjoyed every minute of it, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except I still don't enjoy to make a payment.
See, the average person, you carry them out on a stretcher. If they had to go through what you go through, but you're laughing all the way home.
I love listening to Marty laugh. Do you hear him laughing?
Well, I do enjoy it, but you know, I'm not as experienced. I've only been buying cars for I was 22, so it's been about 57 years.
Yeah, you're.
Oh boy.
You're part of the old guard. You know, not too many people enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, no, everybody that I talk to hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have gone to work. You should have been a car dealer.
Yeah,
you
know
could do
what?
it every day.
If I would have known what Earl was going to do, I would have asked him to adopt me.
Although, I will say this though, I had a colonoscopy about 3 months ago, and I changed my mind. I'd rather go into a car dealership than have another colonoscopy.
The prep's no fun. All right, well, listen, you have a good weekend, and I like Rick's answer, and if it happens again, that's what we'll do.
Okay. It was great talking to you, Marty. Thanks for helping us laugh. Have a great weekend. I think that what we're going to do is we are going to get ready for Sapphire.
Hey, can I do one quick shout out?
Sure.
I just had Restoration Archive is a YouTuber who just came in on the Earl Stewart Toyota channel and says, "Good day from Australia."
Oh,
Good day.
Wow, down under.
What time is it, and what day is it there?
I am just, I'm loving it. Apparently, right now, we have someone literally on the other side of the world.
Honestly, literally.
Watching our show.
Yeah.
Over there.
This is cool.
Isn't it?
It's probably tomorrow over there, I think.
How about Paris?
We're talking to the future.
Anybody?
Oh, we got to ask them for the lottery numbers.
Right.
Lottery pull tonight.
We can get Australian lottery numbers, though.
Anybody here from Paris?
No, they're busy right now.
I drove through Paris, Kentucky. Does that count? Did that one time.
How were the opening ceremonies?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Jonathan, should we just go ahead to the Sapphire or just hit YouTube and Facebook?
Well, I do have some anonymous feedback, if we have time for that.
Oh, sure. We definitely.
We had a lot that came in this morning.
Is
so
that
I'll
right?
go to the first one. Yeah. Hi, everyone. The following questions are for Rick. I have a Chevy Equinox, which has a turbo on it. I heard 2 things online to extend the life of a turbo. Wanted to hear your thoughts. First, change the oil every 6 months and not the once a year per owner's manual. 2, use a higher grade of gasoline like premium and no less than mid instead of manual, like regular, like the manual says. And also, would you recommend to change the coolant and how often after the first change? I tried to check the owner manual, but it didn't see a time frame or mileage. It keeps me in a loop. One part says to refer to the maintenance, and the other section says refer to the cooling job system section. But anyway, thanks for your help. Love the show, and keep up the great work.
Well, most turbos that I know of are not going to be affected by the gasoline because a turbocharger, basically what it does, it uses a flow from the exhaust to spin an impeller that then pressurizes the air that is being forced into the engine. So instead of it simply being drawing the air in just by normal suction of the engine,
shooting it in there.
It's pressurizing it. It is lubricated by oil. So changing the oil more often is obviously going to help extend the life. So
the first one's good.
That I would call a good one. The gasoline is introduced to the air in the engine and really is not going to have that much of an effect on it.
Turbo.
I would stick with what the manufacturer recommends for the gasoline rating for that car. And for coolant,
Is it a separate coolant for turbo system, or is he talking about the...
Some cars have what's known as an intercooler, where there is actually a cooler for the turbocharger. but most do not.
Okay.
So, again, coolant I don't think would have that big an effect.
Okay. All right. Next one. This is a suggestion for Nancy. A recommendation that when you say the Zoom number, don't say "oh," say 0, because it might confuse some people.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good point.
Okay. Oh, good idea. I'm moving on. Okay, this is probably for Rick. Hi, I have an automatic front-wheel drive SUV. Is there a differential fluid that needs to be changed, and at what time mileage? I see information about all-wheel drive and changing it for that type, but not the front-wheel drive.
Most front-wheel drive cars, the transmission and the differential are one solid unit. They use the same fluid for both sections. There are a very few that do have a separate differential.
Really?
I think Subaru makes one like that. One of our Highlanders, I believe, was that way. But most of them, if it's front-wheel drive, then it's the same unit together.
Would that show up in a car that has a separate differential? Would that show up as in the maintenance guide as?
Yes.
So,
and you'll be able to find that in your owner's
Right.
manual under recommended maintenances as to when you should have that fluid changed and how
There you
often.
go. There's the answer, but also you can check your owner's manual. All right, last one. Good morning. I just got a new, to me, 2023 SUV which has the auto start stop feature. Has a button to disable the feature. I've heard different feedback about disabling it or not. Do you recommend to disable it every time I drive? Should I leave it on? Does it really make that big a difference in the fuel efficiency? My main concern is that leaving it on will wear out the starter sooner. I need to replace the battery more often, and most of all the wear on the engine. I remember hearing that the most wear for an engine is on startup. I know that's not true anymore. Has technology improved so much now from when it first started that there isn't that many concerns with these issues.
All right, with the engine wear, not a worry because the oil's not going to have time to drip all back down. The oil's still going to, lots of oil will be up in that engine. The starter and the battery on most cars with a start-stop, they have a special long life type starter, a special starter, and a special battery, but they actually, most of them have a lifespan when it is recommended to replace those, even if they're still working. And they are also usually about 50 to 70% more expensive. So I don't like start stop. I think I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't give you what it should, what it's supposed to do.
It's incremental improvements, and if you're asking about should you leave it on or not, it's a pain in the butt if you don't like it to turn it off. But if you can deal with the noise and the annoyance, it's not going to hurt anything. So there you go.
My recommendation is look at a car with a hybrid, especially the newer hybrids that have where the high voltage system starts and shuts off the engine.
Yeah.
And
it's like that.
You'll love that much better because there's no worry about the battery or there's no starter motor to even wear. So
we're good. We got it all.
Okay, we ready for the dog?
I'm ready for
Do you have anything for us?
No, we're good.
Okay, we are going to we're going to introduce Sapphire, and Sapphire is just as cute as she could be, and she's a mixed breed, and she's a little over a year old, and she's out there at Big Dog Ranch just waiting for you to take a look at this video and go out there and scratch her on the head and take her home.
Scratch your ears.
She just looks like as if that she needs to be scratched on the head. So anyway, I also want to mention, while I'm talking about Big Dog Ranch, they have a big foster program out there, and they're starting it today. They are just swamped. They're overwhelmed with so many dogs, and they need someone. If you can't adopt, foster. That's the answer. And also, if you adopt a dog this week from us, we will be paying your $200 registration fees, and it's expensive to adopt a dog. So at any rate, take a look at this video of Sapphire, and she's as cute as a button.
Hi, my name is Jaden, and this is my friend, Sapphire. I work at a big dog ranch, and I wanted to tell you guys how much of a good and lovely dog she is. She's honestly very cuddly. She likes to explore a lot. Very friendly. Loves to walk around, and she also gets curious of other dogs, but she's just friendly towards everyone. Honestly, very social. And
oh boy!
There are a lot of dogs.
And as you can see, she's a little distracted, but
Sapphire has stripes.
she'll get around. She gets used to people all the time.
This must be a new volunteer. He should,
Yeah,
don't
but
break the dog
overall,
by the
she's
arm
ready
ropes.
for her home, and she's ready to explore the outside.
Oh, she is something else. I'm not kidding. This is, I don't know what they call that pattern on the dogs, brindle or something like that.
Razor.
Yeah. Oh, I know you're thinking about the Ridgeback.
Ridgeback.
This might have some Ridgeback in it, but he has almost like tiger stripes. Or she, I'm sorry, it's Sapphire.
Yeah, they do that, call that brindling.
Brindling, okay.
I can barely see it.
Brindle stripes.
So
Brindle?
that seems to, all this dog stuff is rubbed off on me. I'm learning a lot about dogs too.
Yeah.
Sapphire, you're so cute.
Yeah, so like Nancy said, it's a really simple thing. All you got to do is go out there, mention you heard about Sapphire from us, and we'll take care of the adoption fees. They will contact us, and we take care of it for you. And like you said, and if for some reason you're not a match with Sapphire, I mean, walk over by the doggy dorms. You're going to match with somebody. I did.
Yes.
A big husky jumped up and fell in love with me, and I had to fight myself from not taking it home.
Really?
I can't deal with the shedding
Well,
on a husky.
That's even more fun when you got to fight it.
Or the yelling. They yell. Have you ever seen the videos of the huskies?
They sing.
They sing and yell at you, and it's
amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
You got to be the right owner for that kind of dog.
So, at any rate, you can go to www.bdrr.org, and you can ahead of time fill out an application for adoption. They do a background check. Pardon me. Also, as I said, there's $200 that we pay for your adoption fee. Also, if that isn't enough, you can purchase Confessions of a Recovering Car Dealer. Yes.
I just on that $200 adoption fee that we pay. Every time we say that, I hear people out there thinking, I can get one at the local pound for nothing. Why should I have to pay $200? There's a good reason that we have the adoption fee, and I say we, the Big Dog Ranch Rescue. We screen the people that adopt our dogs. If too many dogs, people like buying a car, people get emotional and they wake up one morning and say, I think I want a dog. And they take the family out and somebody picks out a beautiful looking dog and they take the dog home, and then you know how things go. Mm-hmm. Maybe the dog nips somebody, or maybe the dog...
Or they get bored with the dog.
Isn't what they want. So, sometimes they just leave the dog on the street. A high percentage of the people, I think of dogs like people, high percentage of the dogs that we have at Big Dog Ranch are found abandoned west of in Palm Beach County, and people haven't got the courage. I guess they don't want people to know. They don't want the dog, so they just drop it off and say somebody will take care of that dog, and Big Dog Ranch Rescue does, and they take these dogs in. So when they put this dog back out again with another family, they want a more responsible family. So if you ask someone to pay the adoption fee, first of all, that adoption fee is not profit to Big Dog Ranch.
No, it covers a lot.
It goes into worming and heartworm and
they fully recondition that dog for you.
Yeah. And the fee is just like a donation when we do it. So not only do you have to pay the fee, but you have to pass a background check. Yes, the humans, we want to find out, why do you want to adopt the dog? Do you have children in the family? Do you have cats in the family? Do you have, where do you live? Do you have a backyard? Do you have a fence? So it isn't easy to adopt a dog from Big Dog Ranch. If you love dogs, it's easy. If you're not a good parent, it's not easy. So
It works out well. The charge, and it's not just $200. It varies on the age of the dog and what they had to do for the dog. But it's also it just serves a natural deterrent from making an impulse decision.
Exactly.
I've had people call me and say, I want to adopt a dog at Big Dog Ranch. And I put them in touch with somebody out there, and then maybe a couple of weeks later they call me back, and I mean, it's embarrassing to me sometimes. They won't let this person adopt the dog.
There's a record of them. Nothing.
Well, they do look into it.
It could be like, sorry, you have a small apartment. This dog is going to drive you. It's too big. It's going to drive you crazy. There's no way it's going to work out.
There's a whole lot of reasons, and what we're trying to say here is Big Dog Ranch is pretty thorough. They're going to do a background check.
If you
You're
live
not going to just
anywhere,
walk off
in
with
the
a
sound
dog.
of our voice or video, and you know of dogs that need help, or if there's people in the local dog pound, they call it, animal shelter, they're going to euthanize those dogs. And we get calls from all over the world about, will you take our dogs? Why? Because we don't euthanize the dogs, and we keep them forever until we find them a loving home. And so even if you don't want a dog and you know of a dog that's getting ready to be euthanized, have that location contact Big Dog Ranch. And we fly out and bring dogs in. We bring them in by trucks and every other way. And that's the reason we're a huge facility. Hundreds and hundreds of dogs out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a veterans program that they have out there. It's just it's really amazing. Where they're matching up a veteran, with a dog, and it takes weeks and weeks, of training and pairing that dog with the veteran. So there too is another program, and they got puppy land out there, and it's just all in all great place. And I was mentioning Earl's book just a couple minutes ago. That's Confessions of a Recovering Car Dealer, and you can purchase that book on Amazon for $19.95. All proceeds go to Big Dog Ranch, so keep that in mind. Have a great day out at Big Dog Ranch. You can go out there, and if you're walking around and you're looking to adopt a dog, and all of a sudden it just comes to you and says, I don't know, maybe I just can't keep this dog. Hey, guess what? This program for you, fostering. You could foster a dog, and you keep the dog with you until it gets adopted. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of good stuff going on out there. So take advantage of Sapphire. She's waiting for you. And isn't that a pretty name? Yeah. We had Sapphire this week, and we had Anastasia last week.
Right, they got some good names.
Yeah, that's a really pretty creative. Okay, we have the mystery shopping report to get to, and you can vote on the mystery shopping report by texting us at 772-497-6530.
And we're doing a special kind of mystery shop report.
We did.
We're doing a Goldie Oldie, and this is Agent Lightning had a health issue in the family, wasn't able to do the shop this week, and I asked Jonathan to look through the archives, and he picked out a slam bang doozy. We got one that I'm glad. I think we got to run this one again, even if we hadn't had to do it, because it's a classic South Florida car dealer. Yeah. Classic South Florida car dealer shopping report.
I'm curious to see how we all react to it this time, and our callers on the grades we give it, to see if we're consistent.
That'd be interesting.
Because I've gotten harder. I've gotten harder in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that long ago. It was January 18th this year.
Yeah, and we'll take a moment to let Agent Lightning know that we're thinking of her and her husband, and we hope that things went well for him. And we thank you for all the other mystery shopping reports. You do a fantastic job. Again, you can vote on the mystery shopping report, and that number is 772-497-6530. Now back to the recovering car dealer.
Okay, it's a mystery shop of Rick Case Hyundai in Fort Lauderdale. Rick Case, you've all heard that name. He passed away back in 2020. And his wife, they were partners in their dealerships. They have a large group of dealerships, and a lot of them are in South Florida. And she's in charge now. Again, Agent Lightning did this report, and I'm speaking in the first person as if I were Agent Lightning. I arrived mid-afternoon, started looking at a car that was open in front of the dealership. Before I could get in, a very energetic salesman hollered out to me, "If you sit in it, you have to buy it." Ha 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 ha. And it made me laugh. I guarantee it made Agent Lightning laugh, and Stu's laughing. It's funny. I mean, and think about this: what a way to disarm a potential customer is to make them laugh. If you're really good, whether you're selling shoes or television sets or cars, if you can make your potential customer laugh with you about something, psychologically, you're halfway home. This guy was a pro. Okay, I could just tell from that. If you sit in it, you have to buy it. I mean, that is truly funny. Of course, I laughed, replied, "Glad you caught me before I sat down." He extended his hand for a handshake. "My name's Donnie Barnes. How can I help you today, ma'am?" Donnie, I wonder if you're still out there.
Donnie Barnes.
Donnie Barnes. I think you probably are, because you've been with Rick Case for a while, and I want you to hear this report. If anybody knows Donnie Barnes at Rick Case Hyundai in Fort Lauderdale, let him know that
we're talking about him.
He's being talked about right now on live radio. So,
that's your ears itching.
Right. So Donnie said, "How can I help you today, ma'am?" "Well, I'm in the market for a new car for my daughter. Something new for a good value," I explained. Donnie responded with enthusiasm, "Well, the Elantras are great cars, and here at Rick Case Hyundai, we double our warranty you get. We double it." Now, this is a list of what's doubled. 20-year, 200,000 mile. Rick Case doubles the warranty on the transmission and engine. That's AKA powertrain, worthless warranty.
That's a clever way to brand this.
And 5 years, 60,000 limited basic. 3 years, 36,000, 7,500 mile oil changes, free car. All this is doubled according to, who's that, Donnie? Yeah, Donnie Barnes. And 5 year unlimited miles for roadside assistance. So all that's doubled. So that's fluff. That's double. Double the fluff. What do you got? You got fluff. He continued, "We sell about 500 cars a month here." That might be true. I mean, South Florida, they are huge dealers down there. He's probably exaggerating, just like his wife is an exaggeration. Right.
Some puffery.
Yeah, right, puffery. We have a lot of inventory. How about taking a walk with me? Now, let me back up a little bit. This shopping report was in January of 2024, during pretty much the height of the supply chain issue, and inventories were very, very low. So again, I think that's double puffery if he really had 500 cars back then. But maybe. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Pretty big dealership.
Yeah, it is a big dealership. How about taking a walk with me to the back lot, and I'll show you. He mentioned he's been here for over 15 years and loves it. Curious, I asked, "What's the best deal and the best vehicle you think you have for me today?" And, a guy like this, I know I'm digressing from the shopping report again, a guy like this at a high-volume dealership in South Florida where the price is whatever they say it is, during these days of wine and roses that we had, correct me if I'm wrong, Stu, but this guy could be making 300, maybe more, 300,000 or more a year.
Oh, easily. Oh, yeah. The salespeople were at those.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many dealerships, cheated their salespeople out of the big profits, but everybody got rich.
Because when you stop and think about it, this is the pay plan. This is the generic pay plan for car salesmen. 25% of the profit. Now, if you can sell a car and mark it up, including the markup that's already there, say $10,000. 25% of $10,000 is $2,500. If a good salesman will sell 30 or 40 cars a month, and the arithmetic I'm getting, simply multiply that out. What's 40 times 2,500? I think it's 10,000.
8,000. No, 80,000.
100,000.
100,000.
40 times 2,500?
Yeah.
100,000.
Okay, so they could, they could if they sold 40 cars at $2,500 in 1 month, they could make that much money. So
Well, like 25% of that.
yeah, 25% of that. So this is big
25
bucks.
grand in
Yeah.
a month, easily.
So that's
25 grand.
Yep.
that's the type of guy that's been working there for 15 years. Curious, I asked, what's okay? Here we go. Next page. He laughed. Now you know everyone pays a different price every car I sell. I can't tell you that. Now, it's the truth, but the fact that he laughed about it shows you how immersed in his trade he is. That, for all I know, he believes that's the way the car business should be, and I was stupid as Agent Lightning to even ask the question that everybody pays a different price. That's what's wrong with the car business today. That's why people hate car dealers, because you go in and you pay $27,000 for a car, and your neighbor goes in the next day and pays $22,000, and the guy across the street buys one the next day for $19,000, and you all got the same car. Now that's insanity, and that's what he's laughing about, and that's what's true, and that's what's sad. Playing dumb, I asked, well, isn't this window sticker the price? And I'm, what is Donnie Barnes thinking now? I got a real sucker here. I mean, she thinks the window sticker is the price. I was pointing the Monroney label on a new 2024 Hyundai Elantra SEL. The MSRP was $26,825. Donnie replied, "Well, we have fees." And then we can work from there. Okay, I said, let me calm the girl down here. Yeah, we have fees. We'll work from there. He added, I'm here for you. This is old school. This is what they all say. I'm here for you, and will do whatever I can to get you into a car. How soon are you looking to buy? Warning sign. How soon are you looking to buy? If the price is right now, I said. He liked my answer. That's the right answer for a salesperson. Because if you don't say you're going to buy today, you're going to get nowhere near a price of any kind of realistic value to you from them. You have to lead them to believe that they're going to get their big fat commission today. So he suggested we head inside for him to work up a price. Once inside his desk, Donnie mentioned again his long tenure at the dealership. He was having problems logging into the computer and complained about the systems. After about 7 minutes, he walked away, came back apologizing that someone must have been using his PC. Finally asked for my contact information. I'll be back with a price, he said, excusing himself. Come with me for a minute. I forgot to show you something, he said, leading me to another vehicle, a new Sonata in the showroom. All our vehicles have this additional sticker on them. And of course, we know the infamous addendum. It was an addendum label for Rick Case benefits. Rick Case benefits. And that's ironically true, isn't it, Stu? These are huge benefits for Rick Case.
Right.
And,
I don't think they really looked at it hard enough.
Right. This is Rick Case's yacht, Rick Case's private airplane, his villa in the Hamptons, and another villa in Vail, Colorado. So this is the Rick Case benefit plan. And
rest in peace, Rick Case.
He gets the lifetime, Mrs. Rick Case, the lifetime car washes is $1,795 uncharged for a protection package. New details listed, $595 decor package, and so on and so forth. So that's the Rick Case benefit. He acted confused about why the car we'd seen earlier didn't have one. Well, he was probably he's probably angry because well, maybe not. I don't know what I'm saying. I expressed my disappointment about over-sticker prices. Back at his desk, he asked, "What was the window sticker on the Elantra?" Didn't you take a picture of it? Now he's asking me what the
She could have
sticker
gotten
was.
a really good deal at that point.
Yeah. Yes, I confirmed, and it was $26,825. He showed me the price on his worksheet and tried to justify the markup. He was selling it for $28,825. I don't know what it means that he was selling it. He wasn't selling it for $28,825. Starting $2,000 over MSRP. He added junk fee, dealer fee, $7.99. Then he added a $132 junk fee, electronic filing fee, and this is the killer. $1,295 for inland freight. Now that's a federal violation of federal law. The freight, by law, all manufacturers must include the freight in the invoice and the MSRP. It's already included in the price to the dealer. It's already included the price on the sticker. And when you add it back again on an addendum, you're double dipping. You're charging twice for the exact same thing. So Uncle Sam doesn't like it that you are charging the customer and putting the $1,295 for inland freight in your pocket when it's already been charged the customer once to go into the manufacturer's pocket. And that's where it should go because they disclosed it. And then you added it twice. So that's larceny right there. My real price, once the smoke cleared, and a lot of smoke here, folks, was $31,051, $4,226 over MSRP. And as I said earlier, Donnie Barnes here gets 25% of that, plus the other underneath the MSRP that he gets paid on too. Donnie said, the price we pay for a car versus the window sticker isn't much less. Now, I can't think of a bigger lie. The price we pay for a car versus the window sticker isn't much less. Maybe not much less to Donnie, but it's a lot less. And the average markup on a car, what would you say, Stu? $4,000 or $5,000 would be
just between just the cost and MSRP, and then you get the markups and all the other stuff.
Yeah. Frustrated, I replied, I'm not here to play games. I've been upfront about looking for a good deal today. You said you got me, but this a good deal you got me, but this above MSRP isn't acceptable. And again, as I say, this is a repeat of a mystery shopping report we did during the COVID thing back in January of this year, 2024. So I said, as a shopper, I'm done here. Donnie, take it back question. What do you mean? You want my best price, but you aren't even buying a vehicle today? Now he's trying the laughter and the love, and now he's trying the intimidation. And that's what this is. Pushing and shoving and intimidating a customer. I told you the price was right. I was buying now, I retorted, which is a damn good retort. He offered to speak with his manager, but I was skeptical. After a brief wait, I decided to leave frustrated with the experience. And that ends the shopping report right now. Normally we ask you to vote, but this is a repeat. If you missed this, we'd love to have you to vote. I don't think. Well, I'm not going to change the vote or the grade we have on Rick K. Sunday because
right. It is what, we don't know what they're doing now.
It is what it was. It is what it is. It is what it was. We're going to find out.
Yeah. We just want to vote. I get it because I know what the grade was last time.
Yeah.
So
just for showcase purposes, let's hear. If you haven't heard it before, how would you score it? And again, remember we grade on the curve.
Our listeners remember, though. They remember. So, all right.
South Florida is just the Sodom and Gomorrah. So,
on the curve.
Cut them a little bit of slack, but slack might not help.
Right. You just got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jonathan Pomko's writ case benefits and add-ons, fraudulent and illegal fees show that they want to take the customer for as much as they can get. I'll give this dealership an F. Run is in all caps. Run. Do not walk away from brick case dealerships. Here's Bob. I'll give it away. It's okay. This is for demonstration purposes only.
Yeah.
It was an F in January, and it's an F in July. Double counting the Fs, just like they're double charged for inland freight. Yeah. Anne Marie, lying, cheating, breaking federal law, double dipping, intimidation. Easy F. So yeah, now I can give it away because Bob did. It was an F in January, and it's an F for me in July.
Okay, I've got Doug Tessler says double F. He should go to jail and do not pass go, says Ella. Meow. Over here we've got Mark Smith. No way this dealership gets anything but a D- from me. Well, he's pretty nice this week. Tom Steckel, F+. No nitrogen, but addendum fees and illegally charging second delivery fee. Please compare Central Florida Hyundai Clermont. No addendums or dealer fees. That's one
good.
for the list. Johnny Z. Fradley, F for me. I bought my first new car at Rick Case Honda in Cleveland, Ohio in 1980. No fees. Before being a car dealer, he was a motorcycle and bicycle dealer. Interesting little note there. Joseph Kelleher, high fees and breaking of federal law, I give him an F. Mark H, F-. No addendum on the car, but charged anyways. Double freight charges, fees galore, an aggressive jerk. Brian Sidlatko says, this one is a no-brainer. Too many addendums, gets an F. And Cram1624 says, F. Where's my benefit package? Run away. For me, I'll give him the benefit. I'll say a D.
Oh,
we'll give him a D.
The
So
nicest guy in here. All right.
I want to know if Donnie has proof of employment. I hear somebody say that he's been around for a long, long time. Interesting.
You mean he might have been posing as a salesperson there?
This isn't even funny. I was going to make some jokes, but this is ridiculous. As it was in January, I give it an F for Rick Case Hyundai, Fort Lauderdale.
Now, here's something that you think about this, folks. We didn't get a chance to talk about this on the show, but those footsteps that Rick Case hears is Amazon's heavy feet. And Hyundai has joined up with Amazon. And any day now, Rick Case Hyundai is going to be, they're going to be put to the test because anybody that wants to buy a Hyundai can go to Amazon and have it delivered through the dealership of their choice. Now, they're not going to get screwed at Amazon. They're going to get an out-the-door price, and they're going to get a good price. And how are the Donnie Barnes of the world and how are the Rick Case Hyundais of the world going to survive? Amazon's coming. We've also got the combat auto retail scams coming, and we also have, in Florida, we have the September 1 deadline where even the Florida Automobile Dealers Association is getting behind stopping the screwings of the customers right now. So this kind of thing is a thing of the past. It is going to be so much fun to, once Amazon gets cranking, to go back to Rick Case Hyundai and see, are they still there? And if they are, what are they doing?
Right. So it's also going to be fun as we watch the scramble of all the dealers to try and get compliant in the next, down here at least in the next month, if they really do. And I believe they will, because that webinar was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Clean up or you're getting in trouble.
We got two deadlines. We got the FTC deadline, and we got the Florida Automobile Dealers Association. All the associations are jumping on the bandwagon. So, this kind of shopping report hopefully will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, we certainly hope so.
Give me a little extra time on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. This car's rolling, this update that you got this morning from the Automotive News.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's still in the making, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed that Ashley Moody can help us along here,
We'll be
help
singing
along
her
the
praises.
consumer.
We'll stop haranguing her and we'll be singing her praises as one of the bravest AGs in the country,
There you go.
if it happens.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning at Earl on Cars right here on the Oldies channel. We'll be right back here next Saturday morning. And a special thank you to Jonathan for all your help.
Thank you,
Appreciate it. And Jenny. Thank you.